supportive communities like this one are super important. But what if I wasn't supported like that while I'm up here talking to you? This talk would be much less productive, much less effective, and much less meaningful. And that's the thing about supportive communities. We all do better because of them. I do, you do, and we all do as a group. And as a first-generation college student from a poor rural town and from quite a close-knit family, I wasn't sure I knew how to find that type of supportive community elsewhere. You see, in my hometown, and though I didn't appreciate it at the time, everyone naturally knew each other. And people generally supported each other. People were entrepreneurial. They had to be to survive. We had to be self-starters. My father was, his friends were, and people helped each other. I mean, imagine living in a town with just 1,000 people. There's very little opportunity and even less formal support. So the community has to support each other because community builds community. For example, my dad was the fish man. He taught himself how to raise and sell catfish. He had some mentors along the way, but no formal higher education or support. He had to just make it happen. And he did. But what I noticed as a kid was that everyone knew who my dad was. Everyone knew who the fish man was. Because if you needed fish, that was who you called, that was who you got them from. But even though my dad did sell catfish, and even though the community knew that, this dynamic was more than just a buyer and a seller. It was symbiotic. Because all of that did work that way, but my dad also gave back to the community. He would help anyone that asked him, and more than that, he gave back his time and his expertise to those who needed it. You see, it takes community to build community. In my hometown, you just had to do it for yourself, at least with a little help from your friends. As entrepreneurs everywhere try to be successful, they need a community like this to elevate them. Now, imagine that you're an entrepreneur in a vibrant, bustling community that helps each other be successful. That may sound like a different situation than the entrepreneur that has to make things happen in a town of 1,000 people, but the needs are the same. Community, collaboration, support. This is the type of community that we should all strive to be a part of. In my research as an entrepreneurship professor here at Clemson, I study these types of communities, how we can elevate them, their importance to economic growth, and how to foster success. We call these communities entrepreneurial ecosystems. In any entrepreneurial ecosystem, there are people, groups, and organizations that support and encourage new businesses. Think of an entrepreneurial ecosystem like you would an environmental ecosystem. Similar to how organisms in any ecosystem, plants, insects, animals, humans, need each other to survive, we all need each other to survive in an entrepreneurial ecosystem. In an entrepreneurial ecosystem, these organisms are the people, groups, and organizations that help new businesses succeed. These regional groups help foster innovation, economic growth, and help new businesses prosper. Because of the benefits that entrepreneurial ecosystems can provide, this idea has been adopted by both governmental and non-governmental organizations, as well as by commercial and nonprofit organizations. So, for example, you'll see your local Chamber of Commerce and state offices taking an active role in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, as well as companies like BMW, Michelin, taking on initiatives for innovation and entrepreneurship. Let's take, for example, Greenville, South Carolina. Here we can see all of the various entrepreneurial support organizations that Greenville has to offer. From initiating a new product idea or business to establishing, growing, and scaling that business, many of the resources an entrepreneur would need are listed right here. We have networking groups, training organizations, universities, venture capitalists. The list goes on and on. However, having all of these entrepreneurial support organizations isn't what makes an entrepreneurial ecosystem. It requires more. In my experience, I found that it's the community culture that makes a good, thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. In my research, I spoke with over 40 ecosystem leaders in Greenville and Clemson. And what I found is that every single one of them discussed the importance of communication and collaboration, working together, being involved, building a community. Just as my family and my little community helped each other to succeed by supporting each other, small entrepreneurial ecosystems must do the same. These communities like Greenville, Clemson, and Asheville, and Charleston and Spartanburg, they don't have the resources like Silicon Valley. There isn't an unlimited pool of investors just waiting for the next big idea. Instead, these ecosystems have to focus on collaboration and supporting good leadership that will encourage innovation, build connections, embrace experimentation and creativity, and foster success. According to my research in Greenville and Clemson, entrepreneurial ecosystem leadership is about supporting and encouraging new businesses and building that supportive, connected, and innovative environment. It takes a strategic approach with a focus on collaborating and community building in order to make a broader impact. Creating this culture is crucial for the success of an entrepreneurial ecosystem for three primary reasons. First, it encourages innovation and an environment where new ideas can thrive. Encouraging innovation pushes the community as a whole to think creatively and pursue innovative solutions to problems. For example, you've heard some of these innovative solutions today. For Greenville and Clemson, this manifests in startups that create innovative tech, robotics, software, AI, and so many other creative solutions. Without a community and an environment that pushes creativity and innovation, these ideas wouldn't flourish. Second, a supportive entrepreneurial culture attracts talent. A supportive entrepreneurial ecosystem attracts talented individuals that are looking for dynamic and engaging work. This is evidenced by 20,000+ people moving to Greenville between 2020 and 2022. And the people that move here are executives, entrepreneurs, and employees alike that are all capable of adding to this ecosystem. Many of them cite the quality of life and the supportive culture as their exact reasonings for that move. Finally, the third reason for creating a supportive entrepreneurial ecosystem, and probably the most important to our city and state officials, is that it has been shown to significantly enhance economic growth and development. Creating this type of an ecosystem supports new businesses, creates job opportunities, and attracts corporate headquarters to the region, all increasing economic resilience for the area. Without entrepreneurial ecosystems, we wouldn't have all of these amazing quality of life businesses that we have today. Just take a minute and think about it. That cool coffee shop you like to work at. That amazing adult playground with the axe throwing and the mini golf and arcade games. That farm-to-table restaurant where you can get fresh, locally sourced meals. That innovative co-working space where freelancers and new businesses thrive. All vanished. We wouldn't have many of these amazing and enriching places without that type of environment. And, although leaders and these entrepreneurial support organizations do much of the heavy lifting, it's all of our responsibility. I want to challenge each of you to get involved in your local entrepreneurial ecosystem, whether that's here in South Carolina or elsewhere. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an investor, a mentor, or like me, simply someone who cares about your community, your participation is crucial. By supporting local businesses, sharing your expertise, and fostering a culture of creativity, collaboration, and innovation, you can create a place where new businesses thrive and our community prospers. And you'll get something out of it too. You'll meet creative and forward-thinking people and organizations. You'll be right where the exciting new ideas and breakthroughs are happening. You'll be surprised at how opportunities open up for you to team up with interesting people and grow both professionally and personally. You'll learn new things, and you'll gain valuable experience, all while helping your ecosystem thrive and making your life more enriching and fulfilling. But getting involved is about more. It's about ensuring a vibrant and resilient future for all of us. When we support entrepreneurs, we drive economic growth, we create jobs, and we enhance the quality of life in our community. We build a place where creativity and innovation can flourish, where our children can find opportunities, and where we can all be proud to live and work. So let's come together, be the creative, collaborative, and innovative community that builds success. Let's build an entrepreneurial ecosystem that elevates everyone. Let's be the community that builds community. Thank you.